Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Geek Index, the podcast. This is episode 4. I'm Ankit. Joining me this week is Ricardo.
Hey.
Nick. And Jaren.
Hey guys.
What are you guys doing?
Trying to put his finger up my nose.
Why not?
That's intimacy.
I want to point out, Jaren, you look like Blue Waldo.
He's the complete opposite of Waldo. Instead of white with white and red, he's black with white and blue.
Shots fired. For real? That came out of nowhere, Ricardo.
If it makes you feel any better, you kind of look like you could be Team Aqua.
Shut up, Nick.
You know, I wouldn't even said anything. Because I didn't even notice until he was like, yo.
I just wanted to
Blue
point that
Waldo.
out. I had to say that.
You don't have to find me. I'ma come find you.
Well, then.
I mean, you already found him. He's right here.
Hey, shh. Shut up.
So how's it
Friendship.
going, guys?
It's alright.
School's finally over.
Not
Well,
for me.
Not yet.
For me.
Close.
Just about.
I mean, we're getting there, I guess.
I got a final Thursday, but it's
it's
due
not
Thursday.
over, is
No,
it?
it's due Thursday, but I already handed it in.
But is it over though?
Yeah, I handed it in already.
It's
Oh.
almost over.
Aren't
done.
you
My
special?
semester's over.
Whatever.
My finals start next week.
Mine's next week too.
Mine finishes the day before Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's
Oh, so yours is on the 23rd?
Damn.
Damn. Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At first, I thought my last one was going to be on the 21st, but the teacher was like, no, kind of need to move it. And I was like, okay.
Can't you tell him to just be like, nah, you can't do that now? Oh, okay. I mean, I would try. That's because of me, though.
Well, that's only if everybody doesn't finish their presentations on Monday.
They won't. They never do. No one
Yeah,
finishes
that's the
on time.
thing. And I don't know when I'm supposed to go with my group. So, you know.
Is your squad ready, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're sure ready.
Let's
Better
Not
be.
scrambling to get
I
things
did
together.
60% of the goddamn work.
Seems like
And
you're
divide up,
ready.
how many people you have in your squad?
3.
So it's you and 3 other people?
Yeah.
Or what are you?
Huh?
Are you a bard or a sniper? What are you?
I don't know. He's
Oh, yeah,
doing
because it's
60%,
totally
so
MMO.
I'm pretty sure he's either the tank or the healer. If he's doing 60% of the work.
He's Volibear.
You're definitely the
Yeah,
tank.
So me and Nelson got screwed over by partners in these projects where we do most of the work, and then they complain when they do, like when you tell them, no, your thing doesn't work with our thing.
Oh, they're
And
they're
then
those
they-
type of people.
Yeah, and then they get mad and like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just like, well, you would have known if it would have worked with this if you helped out.
Right, if you were around.
Man, those are the 2 dreaded words. Words I hate is group projects. I can't.
This is getting a little too intimate over there.
Right, can I help you?
Nah, I'm sorry. Let me just move away from you for a little bit.
We're all bros
Come
here.
on.
Share the love.
So let's talk some
Safe
stuff.
space? Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Give me my safe space.
Whatever, Nick.
Let's talk about cartoons because you know cartoons are awesome no matter how old you are.
I don't care how old I am. I'm gonna watch cartoons. I don't force my kids to watch cartoons. I don't think I have to force them. I think they're gonna do it anyway. But like, yeah.
And specifically because this new like the cartoons we're going to talk about are kind of for us.
Yeah, they're classics.
Yeah.
They were around when we were growing up.
It's technically retro now.
Yeah.
To be watching them.
Yeah.
Because for those who haven't heard, Samurai Jack is making a comeback next year.
Whoop whoop.
Back to the past.
Hey Arnold
Jack,
is making
Jack.
a comeback.
Watch out. Yeah.
Although I don't know if that's going to be a show again. It's doing
Is
a
it-
movie.
They
Is
said
it-
it's going to be a movie that leads into another series.
Which I
Only
w-
if I'm assuming if the TV
If-
the
I-
TV movie does good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
More than
hoping
likely.
it does good because like we've been asking for it for a long time. We wanted a way for them to actually end Arnold or like even explain some of the things that have been happening. Like
There was supposed to be there was supposed to be a
and they-
second movie that
and
was
they never
supposed to
did.
explain
Yeah,
it.
this
Yeah.
was supposed to. It was supposed to end the series, and now, I mean, even if the movie doesn't do well to create another series, at least it answered our questions.
It'll be
Yo,
closure.
that
all we've
ending-
been waiting
but the
for.
current ending
Yeah.
we have for is the saddest.
Yeah,
thing ever.
it's really the saddest thing ever.
I found a letter. Oh, I found a map. Let's go find my parents. Show's over.
Done. Can't be solved. It's like Dora never.
It's like
helped
where
him
in the
out.
world is Carmen San Diego?
Well, from what I remember, their original thing was like he was gonna end up finding them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go on they're supposed to be, they were in 5th grade. They go on a field trip to like the same kind of area
For
where
some odd reason,
Yeah.
a group of like what grade were they in? Like,
well, they're in 4th grade, but for the movie they're supposed to be in 5th
grade.
It's supposed to be
oh,
a
so
year
5th
later.
graders are going to another country,
I
like
was
another
doing that.
continent.
It's supposed to be like
I did that.
It's an
Right?
insane
Never
school
gone to
trip
a
that
road
they
trip
go
like
on.
that?
They're like, let's go to South America.
It's
And then-
safe.
And it just so happens to be in the like exact same area that Arnold's parents disappeared
Yeah,
at.
a random like Amazonian forest, like
Sounds like a plan to me. I would do that.
Oh yeah, let's take a bunch of kids there. Where 2 grown adults got lost and they're professionals.
Yeah, right.
Sounds fantastic.
And we all know Mr. Simmons.
The
ain't
other thing they
capable of
said that was
taking care of
supposed to happen
people.
was
Right.
Helga was supposed to get together with Arnold.
Yeah.
Well, that's
We've
supposed
all
to
been
be
waiting
another
for
movie
that.
thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been waiting for that for years now because like it's been bound to happen. Who was the girl that he was dating? Like Lila? Or,
He likes Lila, but Lila doesn't like him.
no, yeah, like him. She just likes him. I remember that.
Remember,
I remember that. Yo,
always pass the ball to Tucker.
Oh, Tucker. Tucker
make the
always.
shot,
Yeah.
Tucker. Make the shot. Make the shot. Make the shot. I'm sorry.
I think I told the
Hilarious
girl I
memories of that
liked her, and then she never talked to me ever again after that.
You know how crushing it was to hear only. You know how crushing those words are when you tell like I like you. I mean, like I like you. You give them 2 likes, and then they just give you that 1 like back, and your soul is just
You
destroyed.
know why it's so funny when they talk about it in Hey Arnold? It's like the one time when Stinky was like in love with Helga.
Yeah.
And then he tells Arnold, and Arnold's like, Helga! like, he climbs like the jungle gym or whatever. I'm just like, damn.
He's just
yo.
like, oh, what?
I can't believe you.
And then Stinky starts crying, and I'm like, way to be a dick, Arnold. Way to go.
I was like, yo, that's a reaction.
another relationship I'm waiting to see is Gerald and Phoebe. That just needs to happen.
Listen, we already know that's a thing. There's been a lot of episodes where they've ended holding hands. We know that's a thing, all right?
Wasn't Phoebe like a martial arts expert?
Yeah, she like
something?
trains with her
Yeah,
father
yeah,
in their
yeah.
dojo.
So that needs to happen.
They have a dojo in their apartment.
And somebody remind me, how did Samurai Jack end in the TV show?
You know, I don't remember what the last episode is, but a lot of people, I thought I saw the last episode, and everybody else I talked to who says they've also seen the last episode always has a different last episode that they tell me. The last episode I saw was when he tied the rocks to himself so he could learn to jump higher. That's the last episode I saw.
I think one of the last episodes I saw it's either 2. It's the one where he fights the guy from Asgard who was trapped in a lava body and couldn't die unless someone of worthy enough was able to beat him. But if that's not the last episode, I think it was the one where they had the 3 blind men on top of that tower, and they like shoot infinite amount of arrows. But
That's,
like,
no, that's I don't think that's the last episode. I know that episode. I don't think that's the last one though.
The last episode was Jack rescues a baby and then tries to find the child's mother while caring for it and protecting it from hungry ogres.
oh, and that's when the baby like witnesses Jack like fighting all these guys, and he has like the same eyes as Jack at the end of the episode. Okay, so that's the last known Samurai
That's
Jack
the last
episode.
produced episode.
That was a good episode too.
Man, I gotta find that episode that I saw as the last episode. That was a pretty cool episode. He had to tie the boulders to his feet because
Yeah.
he was just like he had to jump high enough to finally try to strike Aku because Aku's 10 million stories tall.
Yeah, he had to jump good. Couldn't fly.
Did you guys see the theories how Powerpuff Girl and Samurai Jack are
It's
in
supposed
the same
to be the
universe?
same
same
thing,
universe?
Yeah.
Isn't that for Dexter as well?
I think so.
I think
not 100%.
I remember there was a lot of those shows were in the same universe together, but I'm not sure.
Well, the claims are made. There's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
to
nothing
really back
concrete
up,
about
yeah.
it, but yeah.
It would be interesting if they were part of the same universe.
That would be cool.
Now, if I can try and, I guess, get down to business, who's going to voice Aku? Because Mako's dead. Or Mako, whatever you want to call him. The original voice actor, he was Iroh. He was Tito in Rocket Power.
Oh my God, Tito!
And
Tito.
he's passed on. He's passed away. So if they're really rebooting this, they need somebody worthy of,
Well,
being
hopefully it's
Aku.
not whoever replaced
Iroh.
Iroh. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't.
He wasn't fantastic. It was good for short notice.
Yeah, definitely, I'll agree to that. But I still hope it's not him.
Yeah. Like,
Unless he can sound like him from since now he has time to.
he has
build up.
time to get ready for it. But like, I really hope they find someone with the acting chops to really bust out Aku on like a really great level. Because it's Aku and Jack. Like, those are the only 2 characters that matter.
Right.
Your villain needs to be amazing.
And those voices are really symbolic. Like you can't just replace those out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I'm really hoping that they go above and beyond for this.
I don't even mind if the voice is similar. Like,
It's kind of like trying to replace the announcer from Powerpuff Girls. Like you just can't do it.
Yeah, right.
But actually, now that I think about it, don't make it similar. Because if you make it similar, then people are gonna start complaining.
Yeah.
Just make it different.
Like that's the rock and the hard place thing. Either they make it they make it similar and people complain, or it's too different and people complain.
People are gonna complain no matter what.
Yeah.
And the generation we live in right now is going to complain no matter what. So do what's best and what the fans.
Yeah, but
really want.
most shows that get remastered and everything now, or like redone, rebooted, have new voice actors.
Yeah.
And it turns out completely fine.
I'd be okay if it goes the way of Gohan and Kai, because Gohan started off terrible, but then by the Cell Saga, like when he went Super Saiyan 2, I was like, all right, it's all right.
He's all right now.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I personally think a new cast would be good for it.
Be a nice fresh start.
Yeah.
Now the opening of it, when the little picture that we see, that's Jack, right? Because he's wearing like some type of like samurai, like garment on himself. If that is Jack, but he's never really worn that.
You mean in the new promo picture?
In the new promo picture.
How he's wearing like a helmet and everything?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like maybe that's him in like. Remember how like in the beginning his dad had like the super samurai armor?
Yeah.
Maybe that's him in like some really ancient, I guess ancient prehistoric samurai armor that he's wearing to try and like fight Aku.
Like some new power that he's obtaining.
It could be something like maybe it's like a family heirloom.
Well, did they officially announce that season 5 is like a continuation?
No, I don't think so.
They just said
so it's still in the
revived.
up in the air.
Yeah, so it might be completely different from. It might not be.
It has to end the story though. I mean, like they've been hanging us by the hair, by the balls, man.
For so long now, so we just gotta finish it right.
Is there any cartoon that you guys want to see make a comeback?
At an Eddie.
I'd love to see that.
I still ended relatively.
I mean, that actually
early, like it's still kind of like not that old, right?
What,
yeah.
Ed, and Eddie?
Yeah.
I mean, it went for like what,
because
5 seasons?
The movie came out 6 years ago.
Yeah, so it's still early.
I'd like to see the Powerpuff Girls go for it again. I'd like to see them not old, but a little bit older.
Didn't the Powerpuff Girl
Powerpuff Girl Z or something like that?
Is that even? I heard about it, but was that even a real thing?
But yeah, I think so. The two things that I would want to see is probably Invader Zim. I'm not sure if they ever ended.
Yes.
No, they never invaded. They never invaded Ender Zim. Wow. They've never ended Invader Zim. The ending they had that I read they were supposed to have was supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
The way the series was supposed to end. But
or hey, Cartoon Network, Young Justice, please.
Young Justice.
Or maybe Teen Titans.
Teen Titans would be great. I
would
would love
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Go.
I want Young Justice more. They left it on the biggest cliffhangers ever.
Great.
What about what the hell is this? I'm not even sure if this could possibly end Dexter's Laboratory. That show, I don't think it never really has like a storyline to go to.
Well, that's the same thing about Ed, and Eddie. It's an episodic thing. They don't really go. I mean, like for Ed and Eddie, there was kind of a storyline. Kind of like you knew, like they had seasons to go through, and
I would like
to got a little older.
I would like to meet the parents at some point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, instead of this whole Charlie Brown nonsense.
We don't even hear them talk. They don't exist. But
the last episode of that was in 2003.
Oh my god, it's such a throw.
Over 10 years.
Oh my god.
You feel old yet?
Yeah, man.
Man, 13 years old when that was on.
It's a good series. Did they ever do anything with Courage the Cowardly Dog? I mean, I know that probably couldn't end either.
Yeah, because that's not
it'd be episode, but like I would like to see that come back.
I'm just trying to think of all the cartoons. Like, what was on Cartoon Fridays? That's the real question.
Johnny Bravo.
Could they bring back Cartoon Fridays?
What is it? Kablam?
No,
Kablam! Yeah.
I'll take that, yo. They had a bunch of little. What was it? Super Action
League now.
Actually, now.
Can they bring that back?
Prometheus and Bob. I love it.
Life with Loopy.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that was great.
I always remember the one where she does the whole lasso thing and gets the moon.
Oh,
and brings it. I'm just like,
I always remember that and the one where she becomes a butterfly in one of them.
Yeah.
She like makes a cocoon. She's
Those
like,
are
no, I can become a butterfly. Her brother's just like this. No, you're retarded. And then she does it. What gives her the right to pull off this nonsense?
Now in Kablam, it was what June and who was There's two. There's
It
two
was
characters.
a white girl and a black kid. It was
No,
the
they-
girl was
They
white.
were, they
the
were-
host.
oh, yeah, the host.
Yeah.
It was a white girl. Yeah, with white girl, blue hair.
And a black kid with green hair.
Yeah, I forget the name. It was June, and we can look this up.
We have the power of the internet.
Yeah, I'm looking at Louis and Louis.
Was it? What'd you say?
No, that's just a short. There
Oh.
is no like.
They weren't they the hosts of
Yeah,
it?
there's hosts.
Well, they weren't the host, but they were like this.
They were the turn pagers because it was
yeah.
a comic book.
Yeah,
I don't see anything about it on here.
Baloo and Louie, I guess maybe.
That's not even a thing. That's just another little short they had.
Oh.
I remember one of them was June.
Yeah,
Oh,
June
Yeah,
was
I
the
remember.
girl.
Yeah, June was the girl.
Oh, Henry and June.
There
Henry
you
and
go.
June. There we go.
I'm Henry and I'm
I'm
June. And they would always have the most ridiculous, nonsensical like storylines in their own thing. Like, remember when they were in spacesuits?
Yeah.
And then, like, I think Henry peed in his, and they were like, these aren't real spacesuits. They're just costumes. And he's like, welp, I've got to go walk off set real quick.
He's like walking. I love. Miss Kablam.
There's so many I would want back.
Yeah.
Cat Dog.
Oh.
No,
I
they
liked
never,
it, but
they never really solved the mystery of their parents. I'm just saying. That movie sucked. I demand better.
You know what I saw one? Ah, Real Monsters.
Oh, Ickis.
Ickis, Oblina, and Crumb.
Ickis held it down.
Icky. My boy Icky. He was real.
Oh, what else was there? There was
there was a lot, man. Ren and Stimpy.
They
I
tried to come back, but then they tried to come back as like some super adult nonsense. You're just like,
Rocko's Modern Life. I'd love for that show to come back. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. I remember growing up, I was never allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy, but I was allowed to watch Rocko's Modern Life, which to me, I mean, obviously older now looking at it, they're kind of just as bad.
See, they had this whole sequence of like very kiddish shows, and then they started bringing back like shows that we grew up with. Like they brought out like Adventure Time isn't like really like in depth, but it was something that we would watch if we were
Something
when
we
we
could
were younger.
connect with.
And the regular show doesn't really dive in as much as like Rocco, because like Rocco was like
Well, because more shows are trying to be more mature now.
yeah. So
Sanjay and Craig. Does anybody watch Sanjay and Craig?
I've seen a few episodes.
I
but
love that show. As out of all the new shows that have been made, I think Sanjay and Craig is honestly one of the best new shows like I've ever seen.
I
Rick
kinda
and Morty
enjoy
for
We
me.
Bare Bears.
Rick and Morty.
I haven't watched We Bare Bears. I heard it was really good.
I
but
heard it was
haven't
good.
watched it.
Doing?
I heard it was good.
I've never. Aren't they only like 15 minutes, like a piece?
No, it's like a cartoon. Story.
Is it? It's a full thing. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I mean, a lot of
Harvey Beaks.
things
That's
now are
alright.
just trying to be like a little bit more mature or like complex. Back in the day, it was just like stupid stuff.
It was just
do you.
wacky, useless comedy.
Oh, you know what my favorite show was back then? Angry Beavers.
My mom, that was something I honestly, my mom and I would like I guess do together. My mom saw the first episode, the very first episode where they stay up all night and they like try to stay up all night and then they like wake up like 2,000 years later or some nonsense.
Yeah.
That was the show where they were eating all the cereals to get the prizes, right?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
that whole show was just one giant porn joke.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause they
they
had
were
to beat it.
beavers and they were chewing wood and yeah.
Great series.
It's
though.
sad how low Nickelodeon's gone
Yeah.
from amazing cartoons to like
To like iCarly.
the only.
I'll watch Victorious. Victoria Justice. I like me some
The
Victoria
last
Justice.
good cartoon show that Nickelodeon had was the Avatar. And
Yeah.
that was the original one over Korra.
Korra.
Yeah.
Korra only had like select few episodes that was good. Season 1 I liked.
Season one was a good story all on its own.
It felt like they rushed the rest.
Yeah.
And not only that, the only episode I liked beyond that was the first Avatar story.
Oh, Juan.
That was good. Glenn.
The homie Glenn. But yeah.
Alright. But there's too many that we could keep on going on forever.
Yeah, we could. You're just telling us to name off our childhood.
Let's talk road trip stories. Now, we've all had some interesting ones.
Oh boy.
Let's
Don't look at me.
who wants to volunteer to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank God.
Why not? So the infamous story. Everybody just didn't have what. This was Otakon 2013.
Something like that. Yeah.
14, wasn't it?
No,
No,
it was.
it was
Oh, no,
13.
14. We
It's-
all took the bus.
Yeah.
It was 13. Yeah, it was 13.
Regret that.
I'm taking the
Otakon
bus forever.
2013. It was not good for anyone. Well, yeah.
Oh no, my car was the only golden one.
Yeah, you got away. You got away good.
No,
You got away with
Yeah,
murder.
tell
You
yours
were
and then I'll
good.
tell mine.
So Otakon
Both happened
2013.
during Otakon. Yeah, for a little backstory, both their stories they're gonna tell happened at the same.
I
same
think
time.
I honestly I think like maybe our stories like the minute like each situation happened, I think one of our like it was like honestly like maybe 30 minutes apart from one another that it happened. Like as soon as ours happened, then like 30 minutes later his happened, and then like an hour later Dan and Matt's happened.
And then in my car was Mohan, me, Bowie, and I think Toby. And the funny part is they all wrote it on GroupMe like 5 minutes after another, and like we all looked at each other like, yo, how many of them are bullshitting with us right now?
We just right when you look at the group me, you're just like they're all just like somebody's messing up, so like somebody's screwing with you, so everyone's trying to follow. Like no, we just kept dropping like flies that
Yeah.
entire journey.
Yeah, because after that,
We're getting swatted,
because after
man.
that, well, because I was driving, I couldn't call anybody, so Bowie started calling people, and he was like, yo, shit actually happened.
Yeah.
I was like,
It got oh my goodness.
It was
so,
such a-
so that's the backstory. Now let's hear it.
Otakon 2013. That was. I remember I lost my job before Otakon, and I was like, well, it can't get worse than this. So we woke up. I think after we got like 2 hours of sleep, probably. I think we were up to like 5, and we fell asleep at like 6, and we wanted to leave at 8. And we woke up at 8:30, went to Quick Check, got a whole bunch of coffee, and went on the. George directed me to the wrong turnpike. He was like, "It's south. No, it's north. Wait, hold on. I don't know where we're going anymore." So George wasn't allowed to.
Well,
be
who's
the
in your
directions.
car?
It was me, George, and Ricardo. It was supposed to be me, George, Charlie, and Ricardo, but Charlie ended up getting a ride, so it was just George, Ricardo, and I.
That's for you.
I'm driving. Car was pretty brand new at the time, so I was feeling real confident it could make the trip. And, I'm like, all right. Finally driving to Otakon. First time ever. I'm actually driving out of state to a con. I was like, this can't be all that bad. It's going to be a great time. No matter what happens, I know I'm going to have fun. So I think we get 30 minutes down the turnpike, and we have to drive through some construction, and I'm in the fast lane going through construction, so we get pulled over. They pull us over. They're like, first off, there's construction. You need to go slow, and you've been in the fast lane way too long. And I was just like, but there were like 3 people behind me. Like, when you're just like, but there are 3 people in front of me and 3 people behind me, and then everybody just disappeared out of nowhere. I was like, well, now I have no one to compare my terrible law-breaking deeds to. So he's talking to us. Absolutely no problem. He sees Ricardo sitting in the back, doesn't say anything about it. Sees George sitting next to me, says nothing about it. He's just talking to me. Like, I gave him all my information. And then he walked off for a bit, and then another car pulled up because we were in the car lane, and another cop car pulled up on the truck lane because we pulled over like where both shoulders would meet, I guess, like the guardrail that separates the truck's lane and the car's only lane. Squad car rolls up on the other side, and another squad car rolls up behind the car that pulled us over. And I was like, this is a lot of cops for, what they would deem, I guess, a speeding ticket. I don't know. I've never been pulled over for something like this, but whatever. It's probably nothing. Walks over to me. He's like, sir, I'm going to need you to get out the car. And I was like, for what? And he was like, we smell marijuana. I need you to get out the car. No one had drugs on them. Me and George had 2 open boxes of cigarettes. I mean, they were menthols. Maybe that was what did it. I to this day, I still don't know what did it. They take us out the car. I'm not sure, because I know they separated. You and I were together.
Yeah.
This was where the racial profiling happened. Because our friend George is white and Ricardo's Hispanic, and I look Hispanic even though I'm not. And they were just like, well, the 2 of you are going to have to stick together real quick. And they're talking to us. They have us on the side of the road. they took George to the further squad car all the way back, and I think at this point there's 5 cars all together now.
And the funny part I heard from George is like he's like just having a regular conversation with.
As far as I know, they didn't put they put Ricardo and I in cuffs. They put they were just like, put your hands behind your back. You're being detained right now. We were in handcuffs.
We were.
And as far as I know from what George told us, they just took George aside and they were just like, let us conduct business. You're safe. It's them that's in trouble. So we're sitting in the back of the squad car. Actually, yeah, no, I was sitting in the front seat. I was sitting in the front seat of one car and Ricardo was in another. Because the whole time the officer's grilling me like I stole this car. He was like, this car's not yours. I'm going to find out you're going to go to jail. I'm making sure that, you're not going to get away with this. There's been car thefts in the area for so long, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, so who owns this car? You have one chance to tell me right now. I was like, officer, it's my car. He's like, what's your name? And I was like, you have my license. And he's like, what's your name? I was like, my name's Nicholas. And the car's registered in my name. The title's in my name. Like, this is my car. Like, this is my actual bought car. And he was like, yeah. All right, we'll see about that. And I remember sitting in the front seat and specifically hearing over the radio dispatch getting back to him saying, this car is registered to a Nicholas Krebs. He lives at so-and-so address in so-and-so, New Jersey. And I was like, I just wanted to put it in his face so bad. So he takes me out the car, and I get into the other squad car with Ricardo. Ricardo's sitting in the back seat. Ricardo's freaking out, and I'm just like, this sucks. All we wanted to do was go to Otakon. And the entire time, they kept asking us over and over and over, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? We're like, officer, we're going to Maryland. What's in Maryland? You're from New Jersey. And we're just like, officer, we're just a bunch of nerds. We're going to an anime convention. And he was
That's so stupid to ask you where you're going. I'm going for vacation. Like, what?
What is you?
Well, I mean, they asked to see if there's continuity, so no one breaks the story, if somebody's gonna screw up. But I specifically remember they had us sitting in the squad car in the back seat. It was Ricardo and I sitting there, and I remember they were just like, we're gonna conduct a search. They took us out of handcuffs to sign waivers so they could search our stuff to put us back in handcuffs, and they had us sit in the back seat. And they had us watch them search my car. And I remember they took all of our bags out and they just proceeded to dump all of our clothes onto the side of the highway. Completely just dumped out my bag, Ricardo's bag, George's bag. Nothing in my bag, nothing in Ricardo's bag. George, who had just gotten out of rehab at the time, had non-narcotic drugs on him to help him with whatever issues he had coming out of rehab. They saw that and they lost their minds. Oh my God, it was such a terrible situation just because it just gave them more reason to be assholes to us. So George had to out talk them, and that's when George finally came in the crossfire. Finally, George was getting in trouble. It wasn't just a minority thing anymore. And finally, George explained to them, he's like, oh, I just got out of... I remember they asked me, they were just like, so what's going on? They're like, do you do drugs? And I was like, no. They're like, well, your clothes smell like drugs. Maybe somebody put drugs in your bag. And I was like, no. They're like, maybe you were in the car with somebody when they smoked, and then you didn't decide to wash your clothes. I was like, officer, I wash my clothes before I go on vacation. Thank you very much. He was just trying to find all these reasons, and he was just like, all right, well, what about your one friend over there, the Hispanic kid? And I was like, he's never done drugs a day in his life. And he was like, how sure of you of that? I was like, I'm pretty damn sure he's never done drugs ever. And he's like, so what about your other friend, this guy? And I was like, he just got out of rehab. He had a real bad drug problem, but he just got out of rehab like a month ago. And they were just grilling us. I don't know what they said to you, if they even asked you any questions. Were they grilling you or anything at all?
No,
or?
they were searching all my stuff for drugs. They took my shoe off. They couldn't get my shoe in, and they thought I was running away.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously this is all I know. I don't know what they I've met up with you a few times, when they put us in the back of the squad car together. But I don't know, what happened with you? What did you have to go through?
Yeah, they took my shoe off. They didn't ask me a question. They didn't talk to me or anything at all. I was just sitting by myself in the car.
Man, it was like a totem pole. They were like, sir, you're white. You can come with us. Sir, we're not sure what you are, so we're going to ask questions. You're a minority. You have no rights anymore. But finally, they decided to let us go. They found nothing. I'm pretty sure they stole money from me because I remember I had money to pay to get on the turnpike, or I paid a toll for something. And I remember I left it in my my cup holder, and I could have swore it was like $75. And I think when I got back in the car, it was like 65 or 55. I felt like I was missing something. That, and I think I was missing a pack of cigarettes because George couldn't find a pack of cigarettes or something. But finally, we did it. Everything worked out, and they still gave us 2 tickets. I forgot for what.
Well, speeding was one, right?
Well, I guess I think that was one of them because like we were doing 45, we were doing 55 when we should have been doing 45 because it was a construction zone and like that was some nonsense. But I mean, like we finally got out of it. We pulled over, we searched all our stuff. All our clothes were dirty. All our clothes smelled like crap because it was dumped.
Did you guys clean it at the hotel when you got there?
No, I don't think we cared at that point. We were just like, whatever, we're
I think
here.
we were just glad that we got to Otakon that year.
And then that's when we were in my car and we're like, yo, they said they got arrested, like pulled over and arrested.
Yeah, we pulled over at a rest stop and we were like, we need to tell people. And I think as soon as we were getting ready to like write it in the group meet, that was when tragedy befell everyone else.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're
now-
not the only ones.
And this is when yours didn't happen yet. I think Matt Berg and them were next. And their thing wasn't even a thing.
They were just stuck in traffic because of an overturned tanker.
Yeah.
That was it.
But they said the tanker like happened in front of them or something.
Yeah, like they were right there. Like I think if this was like if the tanker is like, I think they were 3 cars away maybe. Like they saw it happen right in front of them.
So they didn't get hit by it.
It was on the other side. Like,
it was on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
so then
if we're going south, it was happening on the northbound side. That's where it was. It was on the because I passed that tanker. I was in the traffic too.
Oh, you passed. Oh, yeah. So they hit it first, and then you got there. Okay. So it didn't really. So their thing was they just got stuck in traffic.
They saw it happen on the northbound side, but then they got stuck in traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, because it got crazy after that.
Yeah.
It was
People
pretty bad scene.
And then cue yours like 10, 15 minutes later.
So.
And your car, if I recall.
My car was myself, Rich, Derek, Angie, and Jung. That was the 5 people in my car.
Also, it wasn't even your car.
It was my dad's car. I was not able to use my car at the time. I was like, Dad, let's switch cars for the time period. I'm driving down to Otakon. We promised that we would switch out, and they were like, he was like, fine, I'll do it. And so my dad is very stubborn, but like I don't know how I got him to actually switch on me, but he did. And I was being followed. I was being followed by Kelly Wayne, Travis, Cassandra, Terry, and or someone else in that car, I forget who, but they were following me because they weren't sure how to get there. And as soon as I get to a certain part on the turnpike, I already know how to get to like Baltimore and all that stuff. So I was
essentially
good.
One straight line.
It's one straight line and then like a turn, and another turn, and you're there.
Then you go under a bridge and you're good.
Yeah. So I was like, I got this. So they're following me. I make sure I go like a decent pace, and I'm like, yo, we're listening to music and stuff. And then like we hit traffic, and I'm like, sure, there's a lot of traffic. And then we get to the part where we see the overturned truck, and I'm like, damn, that sucks, man. You see the driver outside. The driver's outside like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? I mean, it's not funny, but at the same time, he's just sitting there like, oh my god, like he's like freaking out. And then I'm like, I'm all the way in the left lane because I'm going at a decent speed. Like I'm trying to get to Baltimore. Like I'm like we're about to do this convention. I'm excited. Everyone's excited, and there's a lot of traffic, and people, the ambulances and fire trucks are trying to get by and trying to go to the other side to help out for the overturned tanker.
Yeah, there was a reason for that inflection in fire trucks.
So the reason why I'm in the left lane, I'm like the fire truck's coming and like all the ambulances coming, and it's like the siren's going. I'm like, everyone's like, Jaren, you got to get over. I'm like, all right, I'll get over. There was this truck next to me who was like, I'm not going to get over. He had plenty of room to even move over a little bit. He was like, nah, I'm not going to move over. I'm blowing my horn. I'm like screaming. I'm like, you need to get over. You need to get over. I'm trying to get over into the right lane. He looks at me. We make eye contact. He's just like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm like, I need you to get over. Like, what do you mean? What
I need you to move.
And my dad's windows wouldn't come down. My dad's windows would not come down. They were broken, so they wouldn't come down. That's the second part of the story.
Oh, of course.
But the first, but because of that, I was not able to actually talk to the person. So the fire truck's coming real quick, is blowing his horn. I was like, shit. Shit. Next thing you know, we're like, everything's like quiet. Then it's just like boom. It's just like damn. And I was just like, what happened? Joe's like, oh, my inward. And I'm like, I was like, John, what's going on back there? And he was like, yo, the fucking fire truck hit you. I'm like, I got hit by a fire truck, bro. Like, it was a boom. And then everyone was just like, it was like a roller coaster. We was like, damn. And so everyone was like, yo, Jerry, you just got hit by a fire truck. I'm like, this isn't my fucking car. So I'm freaking out. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad. He's like, yeah, I got hit by a fire truck. You what? And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. How's the car? The car's fine, Dad. It's working. I'm okay too. Put Jung on the phone. What? Automatically goes Jung here. How's the car? Jung goes out. Jung's just like, oh damn. I'm like, what?
Because Jung makes it 10 times worse than it really is.
Just like he's looking like, oh damn. Oh, that's bad. I'm like, but what? He's like, nah, you gonna get your ass beat. I'm like, what do you mean I'm gonna get my ass beat? And so I'm still in like finally after I get hit by the fire truck, the truck is like, oh, you wanted me to move over. Here I go. And then he just moves out of the way. And then
you were going to have a problem? Oh, if only I saw this happening before.
So he moves out of the way, and then I go over there. Kelly Wang's in the back. She's freaking out. What the fuck? she's just like going ham, and like hand gestures and everything. And so we're driving, and then I forget I think Rich actually like hits the button, and so my dad's window goes down. But like, you know how like the backseat windows go down a certain part?
Yeah. And
no, they go down a certain part and they don't go down any further. That shit went all the way down. That shit sunk. And like, he's like pushing the button. Jaren, yeah, Rich. It's not going up anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not going up? He's like, yeah, it's not working anymore. I'm like, what do you mean it's not working anymore? So we pull over to like the side of the road, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I go outside and I look at the damage of the car. It's a little dent, and I'm like, Jung, it's a little dent. It's not that serious.
Hole the size of a quarter, right?
And he was just like, nah, but like it looked a lot worse. I'm like, what do you mean it looked a lot worse? It's literally 20 minutes after we got hit.
Everyone was getting hysterical.
I remember I text everyone. I'm like, got hit by a fire truck, and everyone was like, "What?" People started.
I think we saw that text when we finally pulled into the rest stop. When we were just like, "All right, time to tell the world all the nonsense that just happened." Oh, Jerry got hit by a fire truck. We're not the only ones that got screwed on this.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I text people I got hit by a fire truck. The first thing they do is call me, and I'm like, "Why would they call the driver? Like, why would they call the driver after I'm like hit by a fire truck?" Jerry, you alright? I'm like, "Nah, I'm fine," but like.
Don't talk to me right now.
I kept passing the phone. I'm like, people are still calling me. Can you take this so people cannot talk to me? I'm trying to like live right now.
I think we called Derek.
Yeah, you call the people that are in the car, but not me driving. So
I think I tried calling.
It was
Angie.
so funny because the way like you just wrote it, like it sounded like you got like pretty damaged by the fire truck. And when we got to Otakon, I was just like, bro, that ain't that bad.
It was just a dent, but the shock was just like ridiculous. So like we pull over to the side of the road and like the window's all the way down. So what we have to do, we actually have to take the whole door apart and like raise it up and actually like move the windshield up. And so
the
window blade, whatever it's called.
It's just the window.
So we're moving the window up, and so it's not working, and we don't have tools. So there is a couple like across the way from us, and I'm like, "Do you have a toolkit that we can use?" Like everyone's like, "Don't ask them, they're white." And I'm like, "No, I got this, I got this." So I'm like, "Excuse me, hi, I'm not trying still."
Like, I'm gonna be as white as possible right now.
I'm like, yeah, my window won't go down.
What town did this happen in?
This was near. It wasn't.
Because mine was in Cranberry / East Brunswick when this
happened. It was past it. It was like the Pennsylvania area.
Okay. Okay, so you actually got
I was out of
state.
I was out of Jersey. I was out of Jersey. And so they were like, all right, yeah, here's your toolkit. So they gave us a toolkit and we're using it. And they actually let us keep the toolkit. They were like, you guys are suffering. You guys have been through a lot. Like, if it was Jung, Rich, and I, we're out there sweating, pulling off the whole frame of the door, taking off the like foam that like actually keeps the door protected and everything. And like we start like raising the window up. We finally get it up. I take some rocks, some sticks, and I pry the door, like leave it like the window open. The window closed, and I'm like, no one is to touch this ever. Ever. And so we close it up. I never tell my dad, if you see this, yo.
Does your dad still have this car?
Yes. Dad, if you see this, like, yo, it's all good. Your window's fine. Just have Jung fix or something. And so the window's fine. We're all sweaty. We finally like get back in the car. I'm like, how far are we away? We're still an hour away. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because you guys got there like later than the expected time.
We got like
Because we were all-
A lot of us did. I mean, like, I think this was like the one Otakon where, well, yeah, you guys,
Shut
the
up.
golden car. Let me tell you.
You know why? It's because none of you guys left on time.
No, we left at 8 in the morning, and this whole thing the whole controversy with us took 3 hours.
I left fine. I left at a good time. It was at the reason why it happened because the overturned truck happened. That's why it ruins everything. That's why we were stuck for like 2 hours
We
in
left at
traffic.
8.
No,
and I
but it
think we got
wasn't.
there at,
It
what,
wasn't only that
4?
because like I was surprised that you guys even left after
Just
Matt and
about.
Dan and them.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, they passed the truck first, didn't they?
No, I think we left around the same time. But you know, Matt and Dan, they usually
They left at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I
Did
remember that. They left at like
no,
1.
we left around 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We left like hella early.
Yeah, we left early too. We left as soon as we
Yeah,
woke
because
up.
George and them were like, "Oh, we're gonna probably leave the same time as you."
Yeah, we decided to leave really early. Except the whole thing with the police
We
just
actually
took forever.
like we left on the dot of the time we were saying, and then nothing bad happened to us.
Well,
Because I remember you said you were trying to leave that
Otakon
time too, but
2013.
nobody was waking up.
there we go.
We showed up at Otakon, like we showed up at the door to the Sheridan, like we were just like survivors out of a wasteland. We're just like, we made it.
Yeah, I came in.
Well,
We
nothing
finally
happened.
made it.
Oh wait, Matt and Dan's car had Charlie and Chris in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
They showed up late. I remember that. Like,
Yeah,
we,
they showed up super late.
we got there and like I parked the car and I'm like, I don't want
Because we were all trying to meet up there at like 12 o'clock to
because
grab
we were like,
lunch and
yeah,
stuff.
we were like, we're
Yeah.
gonna get lunch. We're gonna talk about the plans for this year.
and none of us made it on
Yeah,
time.
everybody showed up at like 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we-
got
yeah.
there like 4:30, I think.
I got there like
George,
around
Ricardo, and
5-6 o'clock, and I'm
Bro, you got there even late, I think.
Well,
Because
yeah, for the time I left, we got there like 4:30. When we left at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, I got there like 5-6, and I was like, I don't want to talk to
yeah, because
anybody.
we couldn't start the meeting without you.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
We left at 9. I remember stopping at Quick Check, and then that whole thing really took. Like we
That's
were
what was
on.
so funny.
It was like from
Boston-
9:30 to 11:30. I think it took.
When we got there, Boston's like, "Where's everyone else at?"
Let us tell you, you need to hold on, man.
They'll let you know.
Now, was this the same Otakon where Moses decided to try and fight?
Yes,
No,
that was 2013.
Because that was the last one Ezra was at.
that was
No, that was 2012, right?
no. It was. I thought it was
That's 2013. Could be 2012. I never.
The
went
year
to Otakon
before.
2012.
because that was the whole
No.
hotel fiasco for me.
That was 2014.
14, yeah.
Really?
The whole hotel fiasco. Remember? And then you emailed
No,
them this
no,
year,
no,
and
no.
then they were about
No,
to.
because I had that for 2 years. It was 2013 because I had that for 2014 and 2015. I remember this was the second year I brought my letter with me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So it's 2013 that happened.
Then I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It
It
was.
still seems weird because I don't remember having that for that long.
Oh yeah, no. The controversy was it happened, so then you wrote up a letter, and so it wouldn't happen again, but it still did regardless.
Yeah, because 2014 was when I was almost kicked off of staff because I challenged them. This year, I didn't kick. I was just sending them a bunch of emails about who I wanted for staff.
2013 was the year you could have lost everything.
No. That was a different year.
No, it was 2013.
No, that was-
That was the year I got in trouble.
No.
Yeah, that was one of the things they told me.
No, but anyway, we can talk about this forever. We'll have more Otakon stories later. What about you guys?
Oh, I had a crazy one, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
Why is that? Is
All right,
that
I'll edit some of the stuff out.
okay?
This actually happened just last month.
Oh,
It was my cousins came down from New York. We were going to go watch a cricket all-star match the next day
mm-hmm.
in New York at Citi Field, which is Met Stadium. So they were like, "Hey, we're coming down. You want to go grab dinner when we get here because they're coming down late." They said they would be down at 9:30, 10 o'clock. We're like, "All right, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever." They didn't get there till 12. So I was like, we were starving. So me and my cousin was like, "You want to just go to Mickey D's?" It's like right down the street. So he's like, "Yeah, my boy's coming too." So his boy comes, picks us up, going to Mickey D's. I don't know. So I didn't know he was out of it. I did not know that. He cuts 4 cars off going into the Mickey D's. 2 of them happen to be cops.
Ooh.
Get pulled over. Wow. Get pulled over. And What happens? The Nick Grub situation happened to us too.
It's a classic situation.
So they take us on the they do the typical thing. Can we search your car? They made us do all that stuff. Searched the car, found nothing. Searched me, found nothing. Searched my cousin's boy, found nothing. And then we came to my cousin, who told me before we got out of the car, he's like, "Yo, I have something."
There's always that one guy.
Yeah, and I was just like, "You didn't tell me you had shit on you because I don't fly like that." And then he's like, and he didn't even. He put it in his jacket he was wearing, in the inner pocket.
Oh, that's the worst place to put it. Not that I know.
First place they look.
Not that,
And
not
I was
that
Not
like-
that it's ever happened.
And I was, and I was like, yo, we're fucked.
Yeah, right.
So like, they put us on the side of the curb, and like you, we were also in cuffs. But they had a reason. Unlike yours, they had a reason because they actually smelled it because of the one asshole. So we're on the side of the car. They look in the car. They couldn't find it, so they search us. And after they searched me, they searched my cousin. I'm like trying not to show it because I'm like, yo, we fucked. And they're searching him. They go into the inner pocket, and I was like, it's a wrap. Pull something out. It wasn't it. It was a condom. Cop puts it back. Doesn't go back to looking in that pocket and continue searching. I was just like, yo, what?
There is a God.
I was like, did a condom just save our life?
Safety
It
first,
is.
now kid. Safety first.
Oh, it wasn't safety. The funny part was the guy they told us, okay, you're good to go. They uncuff us. We're getting into the car. They checking where we were sitting. I'm like, did they throw it? Like they were like all about finding this. And then they're like, here's your 3 tickets. They gave him my dude 3 tickets because he didn't have a license.
Oh, wow.
Careless driving. And I forget what the third one was, but he got lit up with 3 tickets.
Probably speeding? Question mark.
That
Maybe.
reminds me, I forgot when they searched my car, they ripped the back of my seat off.
They did.
Remember that? It's still like that. It's still never been fixed. It's still just hanging off.
But yeah, I was
Savages.
that happened just last month.
Wow.
Wow.
The funny part is, if you look at my cousin's phone, he was recording it, and he only recorded 40 seconds of it. But
That's
when
not
you,
gonna do anything.
when you show it to people though, it's just funny because it's just like, how was your night yesterday?
There you go.
You just saw, all you saw was flashing blue and red. You're just like, they're like, this is what happened last night. And we saw that same motherfucker, the same cop that pulled us over. We saw him again the next day when we were coming back from New York.
He's
And-
usually just like,
And
"How
he
you
pulled
guys doing?"
over. He pulled over another car near that same fucking Mickey D's. I'm just like,
I've
Yeah.
been doing this a long time, guys.
That Mickey D's is a hot spot, yo.
this is the one on Oak Tree near Ying.
Oh, that is a hot spot.
If you live in New Jersey, do not go to the McDonald's on Oak Tree Road near Island.
At night.
Yeah,
At night.
during the day is great, but at
Like
night,
during
mm.
like
I'd
7
recommend not
this-
going to McDonald's altogether.
Mine thing happened at 1. The situation that we saw the next day happened at 7, 8.
Don't go at night.
Yeah.
As soon as sun goes down, don't go out.
Freaks come out at night, but
But man, I was like, I can't believe that happened because we had to wake up 2-3 hours later to go to New York.
Wow.
Yo, all that for a McChicken and a McFlurry.
Right.
Was it worth it? Hell no, it wasn't.
It wasn't
I don't
even
know. That
breakfast
McFlurry
at
kind of
that
hit the
point.
spot.
That McFlurry made it all worth it.
Sometimes that happens.
All right, and to end it off, we're gonna skip one of the topics and just go to awards. Now, video games have their own award ceremony now. Music has their own, and movie has their own, but there's not one for geek culture. Like excluding games, we don't have one for anime, manga,
There's
or
no
comic.
pop culture. I mean,
Well, pop culture is a vague term because pop culture can be anything.
yeah, it's a very broad term now.
So, I'm saying geeky. And by geeky, it has to be one for manga, anime, comics, or whatever.
Well,
And-
isn't that considered subculture genre now? I'm like everyone's trying to be so politically correct that everybody's being compartmentalized into things now. I think it's I guess it's
well, because
considered
I wouldn't know what to call that award if you made it an award. The Geek Awards?
I mean, yeah, but then like even that's like such a broad term because it would be like, oh, are you like a geek in the sense that like you're kind of like I guess hipster like, or are you a geek in the sense that you're like just a straight up nerd and all you do is just do calculus for fun?
No, that's the thing. Like, what would you call this award, and would you want there to be one like this? Like, one that would be like best anime of 2015, best manga of 2015, or something like that. Awards like that. With like in other awards you would have the movie actors and TV show actors, and this one you'd have the voice actors, the creators.
The best author or whatever, like something like that. Yeah.
Would you guys want something like that?
I would, but I wouldn't. I mean, we've kind of carved out our own little niche, being who we are, and the things we enjoy. Like we're kind of like we're here. We don't need to be huge. We don't need to be extravagant. We don't need to have. I don't.
It would be cool though.
It would be cool, but
I think it would
I don't
be
think
cool
it's
if we actually did it.
necessary.
I
don't
kind
think
of
we
want it
necessitate
for
a cause.
I want it for one reason, because people said the same thing about gaming, and look how big that got.
Yeah.
Like we even got it's now an official sport.
Trophies.
I mean, no, I mean, like that's understandable, but like I feel like, I mean, there's always gonna be that, I guess, lingering feeling of like, how are they going to like screw it up? I guess because they could just be like, oh, like this is going to be something made great, but like there's always going to be all the other people who try to go against it, who are just like, this is the most worthless thing in the world. Why? Are we
Yeah, but there's
glorifying
always
something
people like
this?
that though.
Well, no, yeah, exactly, but like, I guess like
I would like to at least see them try it 1 year to see how it would go.
it
Like-
wouldn't like I'm really in the middle because like you said, there's always going to be detractors for it, and I mean, like we already have enough people fighting against us, I guess, in terms of the things we care about for anime and video games and geek culture like that.
I mean, if anything, they could add it to the Game Awards, but like, I want to see some sort of recognition because they don't get recognition.
Bless you.
That's the whole reason I want it. They don't get recognition.
Sorry.
Well,
They deserve it. I think
no,
they
I'm
deserve
not saying. Yeah, I mean, they definitely deserve it.
like in a big award ceremony, like kind of how something like that, they like be able to stream and all that stuff. I think that would be cool.
But then I guess that it might bring it to the point where like it kind of what's the words I'm looking for? Like it brings about the status quo, the culture where everybody has to be a winner. I guess like everyone has to get a trophy. Everyone has to be respected. Like
Not true.
Can you stop? Can you just say it would be cool? And let's talk about
you
it.
asked my opinion for this, and damn it, I'm
Leo-
giving you my opinion.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He deserves one. You know damn well.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
He
does.
deserves one, but he didn't get an award just for sake of getting one, though.
You gotta,
Listen.
you gotta be like The Weeknd and earn it. Get it?
I deserve it.
But yeah, I think that would be something to be really cool. But like, are you asking like what would we call it, or like what?
What
genre?
would you call it? Because if you called it like the Otaku Awards, it would be just limited to manga and anime.
No, I was. Well, this is like a biting off an idea that I have for like a future. Like if I ever did something, it'd be like a geek festival. I would call it Geek Fest. So I would name it something like that, like a Geek Fest. Like you know how they like movie festivals and stuff like that. It wouldn't exactly be like an award ceremony because like it would be like certain events would be going on, but I would legit call it Geek Fest or like a Geek Festival, something like that. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again because I.
Geek
fine.
Fest coming soon in a year whenever Jaren decided just to finally put it together. But it's coming. Don't you
Hey,
forget
we
it.
could do our own live stream. It's totally possible.
That's
It's just we won't have any of them speaking for their awards.
Yeah.
It would be like any other website and news place that would be like, oh, this is our movie pick, which we will be doing in
Soon.
January.
Yeah, we're gonna start
Is it
doing
going
this
to
too.
be called the Geeky Award?
We could do.
Can I win a
award.
geeky?
Well, we're gonna do it only for we're doing it for gaming, our top whatever categories. I'm gonna email you guys like the nominees and everything, and whatever gets the most votes is obviously gonna be the choice for that category. We're gonna do.
I'm up for a geeky.
You're not.
Oh, damn.
I'm not up for a geeky.
None of us are trending gamers. But anyways, this is gonna be games, movies, TV shows, I guess, and anime and manga.
Should
We're
we
gonna
do like
cover as much as
a?
we want.
We can't do a personality. Like could we do a personality or no?
What do you mean?
Like a YouTube personality or something like that.
Like best YouTuber?
Yeah,
Or
something like that.
you want to do that?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I would like to try that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we
Okay.
could do that. And then
Worst
Well,
game cast.
and
Nintendo.
we'll probably do it as a podcast special for every single podcast we do for that week.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like, for the randomizer, for the Geek Index podcast in January, that one episode would be TV shows and movies.
Mhm.
The Otaku podcast for that week would be the anime and manga ones. And then the game one would be the game.
Game one. Yeah. Okay.
So it
I'm
would be
down
like
for
a
that.
2-week coverage.
I'm down for that.
Now, the only rule I have is if you want it to be up for nominee, it has to have been out from November last year to October this year. Because games that come out in November, December should not count.
I just want to talk about Tomb Raider.
We know.
It can't count. I would put Xenoblade up there, but I can't. It's not fair. It's only been out.
All right, I'm talking
few
about
days.
Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
That works. There you go.
Nope,
you
that
need,
didn't come out.
you need
that
help
didn't
or
come out this year
something.
either. Definitive Edition came out last year,
For
didn't
the
it?
last 2 or 3 podcasts, you've been
Pretty
like
sure it came out last year.
Tomb Raider. Do you want to be Tomb Raider? Do you want to?
No, but I want to marry Camilla Ludington.
Anyways, look forward to our information about how the awards will work. Thank you for joining us, and as always, keep it geeky.
Yeah, boy.
Young Money.
Up, Waldo.